gives Fnatic, you know, they get their economy going, they have good momentum and so on. So that game could have been much closer than the score itself says.
Yeah.
From seeing yesterday, Fnatic is obviously more comfortable on this map, but I still don't think Luminosity is out of it. If they can recover from that loss, I expect another close game.
Well, that's the thing with the tactical mind of Fallen. They are able to adapt. They are able to make strat calls that keep games close. But can they recover from the heartbreak? That is the hard part that we have to find out right now. Can the fans bear it? Can the world watching bear it? It's Luminosity, it's Fnatic, it's map 2, it's on Cash, and we are going right now.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Cash coming up for the second map here, and the first one was absolutely incredible. So you've got to expect that we were in for one hell of a ride here on Cash as well. Moses, we've had a good 15 minutes or so since the last game ended. Luminosity, how do you get back in? How do you survive? And now you got to focus on Cash.
Well, I mean, you go into this and you say, all right, we had this game plan that we wanted to execute, and at least the first half, and a lot of it worked. So you have a little bit of faith now that you can put into what you prepared for this second map. The big thing is, I mean, that's the next step. I mentioned Fnatic is going to get angry. They're going to start getting a little bit crazy, start getting very, very aggressive individually, making these plays, and you can't account for that. At that point, you just have to stop them. But at least you've gotten to the point now where you had that map essentially won. That comeback is just so incredible, even for Fnatic.
Even by Fnatic's own standards, yeah, that was something else. Well, we'll see if LG have practiced enough on this map to make a real difference. I mean, we've seen yesterday that even though officially, and if you ask most people, they'd say this is a CT-sided map, it's perfectly possible to get a huge number of rounds on the T side. So don't be completely misled by the sort of the first half results. It can go a bit either way depending on how good you are on the T side.
I mean, it's a T side that can really snowball. If you're having a lot of success on your T side, it's just one of those maps that it becomes very difficult to stop if you found that kind of winning formula against a team. That's both of these teams on their CT sides are gonna have to be very wary of not letting a team just build up that momentum and just start, just running over them.
We've seen it in the past as well. I mean, if a team winning formula, we've also seen like crazy set strats that are really difficult to figure out, A side, B side on that T side. If you're able to actually get that execute going, some teams do struggle, adapting on the fly. And also, I mean, just, adapting as to where the pressure is going to be applied. Are Fnatic going to focus a lot on mid? Are they going to focus a lot on the extremities of the map, going straight to those sites instead? I mean, that's what Luminosity are going to have to figure out very early on here before they lose control of the situation.
We saw yesterday too, Fnatic, I mean, on their CT side even, we're just so, they're so willing to be aggressive towards that B bomb site, push out. You have to be able to contain that, prevent the information gathering that provides to an opponent. I mean, this is going to be a tall task for both of these teams, or I mean, especially Luminosity with the aggression that Fnatic can really impose upon all the different sides of this map. We saw how fearless they got on Overpass, just more than willing to go find fights.
And in case you're wondering about that wall that's coming up out of the floor, that's because of how the stage is laid out, that the players can kind of see each other. That wall comes up just to make sure that players can't see flashes going off on their opponent's faces across the way.
Yeah, there was a bit of drama about that when Nothing from Cloud9 said that. I can't remember which tournament it was, but
that was EPL 1.
EPL 1, yeah, it was possible.
Fateful weekend of 50 degrees.
It's one of those. It's one of those things where I feel like, all right, it's sort of like right on the edge, but also kind of cool. It's kind of well thought out.
Well, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be the second map in this best-of-5 grand finals here at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships, live in Katowice with a huge crowd of fans filling out this stadium. Super sick, and we're into it. The pistol. Fnatic, a little bit of utility picked up on Flusha. He'll be looking to set things up, but it is going to be some aggression out of Luminosity over in B Halls to start things, just trying to figure out where Fnatic are going to try and hit.
That means they're very far away from this mid-take that Fnatic have just pulled down. That might be an issue. Taco running in here in the middle, but they're close with the Glock. Oh, what a double shot coming through, and that's going to be Crims getting run in return, but Taco getting much more than he should have been able from in that position. Now it's a 4-on-3. Fnatic making their way back into the vents. They're going to run into the B-bomb side. FNX is hiding in here. He's in the back lines, and check it. He hears them coming through. He knows, just calling it out to his teammates. He's going to look to snuff a kill as they cross over, but he can't actually get this shot on Crims, and now they're going to be in the bomb bomb site. Where's that bomb plant coming through Fnatic? It has to be quick as well. Dennis is going to get one on Cold Zero, and it's back in a 3-on-3. Fur taking this fight. Knife! Oh my god! He stabs him in the corner! Flusher is no more! And Dennis alone for just a split second. Luminosity winning the pistol with a knife kill as well.
That is ruthless, because Fur, he hears the reload coming in from Flusha. He's like, you were standing 2 feet away from me. You decide to reload? Yeah, I'm going to punish you for that.
A little bit of taste of their own medicine now. Fnatic's been all the ones being able to knife people recently. So now it's, how's it feel, buddy?
Wow. Again, they lose the first map. It takes a bit of bravery to try and pull that off. What if you're wrong? What if he's a little bit further away, he gets a chance to reload?
Yeah, well, he knew that with that corner, with his teammates also retaking the bomb site from CT spawn. Oh, Cold.
Hey, Cold.
Crims. But he knew that if Flusha tries to fall back out of that position, he's exposed from so many different angles. So that was, I mean, it was a big risk, it was a gamble, but he knows he has a huge advantage in it. But now they got to be wary. Dennis with the deagle, seeing what he can do, but more than willing to take that fight as Fur from range.
Yeah, and Flush is also there to back him up, but JW's rotating in with that bomb. So this is going to be the push coming in here from Fnatic. Unless they decide to back off. I mean, they are doing a very good job of baiting out quite a bit of utility here from Luminosity. A few nades going in, and FNX will find the nade kill on Olofmeister that was up in boost. So Fnatic right now are just trying to figure out a way to get close to a site without getting their heads taken off. Headshot potential onto Cold, but Cold hits it first, and Cold gets the tag. The follow-up onto Flusha, misses a shot finally, but decides to get in there with the USP. Putting on some pressure. JW with the Deeg will finally find the kill, but that should be it. Fallen with the UMP will pick up the last kill of this round. And a solid anti-eco round coming out there for Luminosity. 4 players surviving at the end of it.
Yeah, critical as well, because now we see this 3rd round buy. See 2 AKs come out, 4 AKs, and now a Tech 9 onto Flusha just so he can have the utility. But on the previous map, on Overpass, we had seen Fnatic, even with just upgraded pistols, no armor, no utility, they're able to get 2 to 3 kills in those rounds. Those deagles can be so dangerous, but Luminosity contains it very well.
And now we might actually have a straight up execute onto this A side here from Fnatic. Very light on the nades, so it might just be a straight flash from Olofmeister to set things up. He is taking point, never mind. It's going to be Dennis or Cribbs going in very quickly. A lot of pressure here on FNX and Taco to stay alive, and they're both dropping very low. Fantastic opening play there from Fnatic onto that A site, but then Fire and Cold have something to say about it, and they bring it back to a 3-on-3 retake now as the bomb gets planted.
Wow, they were caught entirely off guard, Luminosity. They just were not expecting that timing. They thought it was going to be a more elaborate setup, and instead it's just straight in. This retake there was going to be really tough. The one thing they have going for them is that Fnatic have put the bomb down in the default spot, so if they can kill Dennis and JW, then Crim's going to have one hell of a time getting back and stopping the bomb from getting defused. JW, he's close, the smoke is going to fade, he instantly gets shot, Fur gets one, Dennis, he burns alive, and now Fur is on the bomb, and Crims, he's going to have to go quick here. There's the kit, he's making his ways around the corner, and Fur just holding it in, Crims coming in, and oh, he's spraying, but Fnatic, they are barely going to win that round. He gets the last bullet in. That's so dangerous. If he had been in main instead of already walking out, there would have been no time.
That was so incredibly close. But it comes down, that defense of the day bomb site, they cannot afford a mistake like that again. They were completely disorganized on where they wanted to be positioned. You could see them trying to rotate into a new setup, maybe even out of the bomb site. Flusha was throwing a little bit of a fake over at B, just chucking out his nades, but not making a presence. So either they bit on that too hard, or it was just straight up, didn't know what they wanted to do at that A site.
That seems like it. I mean, now we're going to have that flash in. Missed timing there. Miscommunication, perhaps, but they have to back off. That own flash working against them, and now Olofmeister, he's got the angle. Cold really not going to be able to push in here. Instead, it's going to be Olofmeister. Open it up. He will get traded. Nice push coming in from Cold. Big spray there, and finally, they're able to do a little bit of damage there to Fallen. But that was definitely, I mean, perhaps we're seeing a little bit of nerves here from Luminosity. We do know that they've been working on cash recently as well. So they can't overthink things. They just have to flow right now, because Fnatic will roll all over them if they start making mistakes like that.
Well, Fur is very much alone in the back line. He's got a grenade that could definitely kill JW if he finds it perfectly, but otherwise, backup is going to be far away, and they still have a smoke for upper as well, Fnatic, so they can just zone it out. And Flusha walking right in, an easy kill. Dennis with the follow-up, and Fallen and Cold Zero definitely need to walk away from this. Fallen going to be just a little bit too curious, and that ends up getting him killed. So now just Cold walking away. Fnatic going to tie the score very early on here in the first half.
That's just unfortunate timing as well, because Taco sets up that pop flash. It goes off right in Flush's face, but just before that, he gets the kill on Defer that opens up the B site. Just brutal plays here from Fnatic. 4 players surviving as well means that they're going to have fantastic money going into this, whereas Luminosity now, having spent everything in this round, it's going to be pistols. So this is where Fnatic can really start to take off in this first half if Luminosity, you know, can't recover themselves here.
Yeah, the next buy round for Luminosity is going to be so crucial to where we can start seeing if Fnatic is going to snowball. This map especially, they're so good at manipulating economy because you need it to block off so many of these choke points. You need it to be able to stop the fast strategies, and Fnatic is so good at being slow and fast-paced on this. So it's always kind of a guessing game with that utility. Are you using it too early? Are you holding it too long? And actually, one cool trick that Fnatic did, JW was brought very, very low. He was down to like 9 HP, and they just boost him up in middle, and they just say, all right, don't take part in the attack. You're just going to sit here and watch the flank. You can't take any bullets. So, I mean, just chill here. See if you can cut any rotations off. But don't risk dying in the bomb site take. And now aggression. JW and Dennis both find opening kills. One towards mid, one towards the B bomb site.
And that's the rifle down, and no flash there to make it any easier for him either. Bit surprising. Olifizer with a big spray on FNX, and he holds it. Carries it over to Fire. Flusha catches Fallen, trying to pick up that M4A1, and a perfect, flawless anti-eco round coming out there for Fnatic.
I mean, that pop flash worked exactly how you'd wish it did every time, and Olof just doesn't care.
No, I mean, he continues to spray through blind. Gets that first kill completely blind, and then he's like, all right, well, 5 bullets left. Better adjust the spray here to the second guy.
Since I'm already at it, might as well just keep going at this point.
This is that crucial buy round. Luminosity, they have to either, even if they lose this, they have to do damage to the buildup of Fnatic. They need to get a good amount of kills. They need to have success in this round.
Bit of game of chicken happening here in mid right now. Cold, is he gonna get the angle onto JW? No, he will not. JW peeks out. Cold is gone from the vents. Fur, he dares to look, and he will find the kill onto JW and even makes it out of there in one piece. A bit surprising to see Flusha, I guess, expecting there to be some kind of aggression in halls. He's not in position to catch the man coming out of vents. And so that means Luminosity kind of get out of this scot-free, although it is still a situation that favors Fnatic. At least Luminosity have brought it back to a 4-on-4.
This does favor the terrorist side, though. You can see Fallen. They need to have mid control. He's at the sandbags. FNX is on highway, going back between mid and the bomb site just to support. There's Krim spotted, but still no commit anywhere from Fnatic.
Small bangs all over the place. And Fallen, not going to get caught off guard by Olofmeister. Crims falls low. He does take out FNX. However, it's just trades all over the place right now. Action all across the map. It is focus mid. And Fallen's just caught out in the middle of nowhere. But Taco's there to make it interesting. He picks up a kill and he holds the line. Does he actually manage to get the kill versus Crims? No! Somehow Crims survives with 40 HP. And that leaves Fur all alone over on the B site.
Just a ridiculous amount of mid pressure being put on by Fnatic. Just throwing bodies, grenades. And even when Luminosity gets the trades, there's just still so many more terrorists streaming out mid. And Luminosity can't hold it back forever. Now just onto Fur in this 1-on-2, but he's got very low HP.
Yeah, this is tough. They're in a great position for it right now. If he goes up, then they're both going to be able to peek him at the same time. And if he walks in like this, I mean, they have almost every angle covered. Fnatic have used all of their grenades, but still, Fur trying once, and you can tell he's no idea where the second player is. I mean, it's good information play from him to even find the first one, but he's going to give it up and try and see if he can at least make it out of this one alive. See if they're going to let him get around the corner, but they're actually still going to come for him. At least Crims is ready. See if he can catch him in the connector here. Fur right around the corner. Crims walking right in, and actually it's going to be Fur to pick up that kill. So Crims ends up dying, and they save the one rifle, but the rest of Luminosity can't afford to buy. And are they going to try it anyway? It looks like they might at least do a bit of a semi-buy up here.
Yeah, invest a little bit into an armor and pistol, see if you can chip down the economy a little bit of Fnatic. You did force some rebuys out of them that round. Not enough, but still, they've got to make sure they have enough going into the next to have enough money for rifles.
And JW's now got his AWP as well, so we know what he's capable of. Perfectly happy to just sit and wait for with that M4A1. Once again, taking it over to B-Halls, and he's going to find the first pick on Flusha. Clever use of the smoke, and even manages to get out of dodge. Gets dropped down to half HP, but he could even pass that. He could pass that M4 over to FNX or Cold. Both of them have Kevlar right now, so it's not the end.
Still, I mean, map-wide control for Fnatic. There's not much presence in mid from Luminosity. Crims is now going to pick up the bomb and start rotating over towards that A site. And with no utility, this gives JW plenty of time with AWP to peer in. Taco and FNX have to be very careful how they peek this.
Or they just step out into the open and, you know, YOLO it onto the site, no problem.
Oh, missed shot once. A little bit of a boost on the other side. Grenade actually going to land on that boost, and they know there's 2 players behind this container now. Still 50 seconds left, and Olaf going to open up on one. Taco, every single person from Fnatic just looking his way. Now, it's going to be a bomb plant for sure, but LG, could they do anything to get back in here? There is a bit of a flank coming in from Fallen, but it's just too late. Fnatic going to make it 5-2 here.
The awareness of Olaf is just so incredible to watch. Coming out, they get the pick into the A bomb site. When Taco goes out towards Forklift, Olaf is already ready there and waiting to get one more kill. They establish the bomb site, and he's already thinking, watch out for the flank. That timing, whatever sense he had of it, it's just perfect in that round.
Yeah, a flawless round from him, and the money is starting to get a bit out of control here. So this is the moment now for Luminosity. They have to put a stop to Fnatic, and they're going to change it up by getting aggressive in mid at least. Putting a bit more attention there. Cold is there, far up in the vents right now, worried perhaps about Checkered as the nades go out from JW and Flesha. But this is all about getting into A side, it seems, here for Fnatic. They want to see if they can't catch somebody out. They've had success here so far, so why change it up?
Big thing now is Fallen with that AWP. He's over towards Checkers, so he's not going to be in at least on this initial action. FNX and Taco once again.
Well, that's awkward.
Yeah, that hurts. Dennis is not happy about that one, but here comes execution. Olaf swinging out wide. He gets dropped by Cold.
Oh, that's a sick flash, though. Cold and Taco stacking up, and they're just wrecking Fnatic right now. It's down to JW. Somehow in the space of 2 seconds, and through the smoke, FNX nearly picks him off. Wall big shot, JW, he hits it.
The best, I mean, right now JW can still do a lot of damage to this Luminosity team if they misplay this situation. 2 of them are low on health, and they need every rifle they can to get out of this round. JW and Fnatic are already ahead. I don't think he has any hopes of getting out of this round with this AWP intact. He's boxed in as well. Going to be creeping in, and he goes down to Fallen. So there is another round for Luminosity, and it didn't seem like they wanted to save the AWP. No one was running for it, so double up is a very popular setup on this map, though.
It is, but yeah, not wanting to go for it that time at least. That's an important round for Luminosity, not only to get another round on the board, but just the fact they had 4 members survive. Because now you can see Cold 2,600, FNX 2,500, Fur even above that. They have the money to withstand some losses in these rounds. JW just nearly misses. Almost a good opening pick. Fur's going to be in vents though, so a nice mid setup for Luminosity here.
Same that they used last round, essentially. Cold on short, there to take a fight. JW going for the wall bang, but unfortunately for him, Cold is not up on the sugar cube. Instead, it's Dennis to spot out Cold with a little bit of a shoulder peek. Another smoke going down into mid to buy a little bit more time here for Luminosity. And while Fnatic, they're still thinking, you know, that they want to apply the pressure here. Dennis is still dancing, and he's got JW covering his back as well.
Yeah, a little bit like Overpass. This is actually a map where there are still a lot of things that haven't been discovered. Because there are so many wallbangs you could do, unlike most other maps where it's not possible, it definitely is on cash. So, see if someone's going to bring something to the table here. It's going to be Crimson JW opening up in the middle. And again, Fnatic, just with this mid-control, they're so good at taking it. FNX on the corner, but he's just getting overwhelmed. If the AK hadn't been enough, then probably the grenade would have finished him anyway. Taco and Fallen, I don't even know what they could do at this point. Fallen, he can't save the orb in this corner, so instead, he's going to take down Flush. A second kill comes through. Fallen peeking again, and it's not going to be the triple. But for a moment, you wanted to believe that that could happen. Taco running in up on the high ground, going to get shut down by Dennis. Fnatic, absolutely merciless.
That mid take was a slaughter, especially for having 2 people initially there, a third very quick on the rotate for support. You can just see Crims gets that entry into vents and just waiting for that second player to peek off highway. JW just holds the angle, and it's 2 kills for free essentially. That's such good teamwork when you enter out into the midsection of this map. Luminosity, there's nothing they could have done. Now boosted up, JW going for another pick. They can play this one a little bit more passively. It is just against pistols. Cold has some light armor and a kit. There's a find from Dennis though.
Oh, touchdown.
Well, with that armor, those grenades will do a ridiculous amount of damage. There's a 3rd grenade kill coming into the round. Why not? And Olaf and Crims both waiting and ready to receive Cold Zero here. He's actually going to get away with a kill, so maybe just a little bit going their way.
And Fnatic just look incredible right now. So calm, composed, as usual for them. They don't start horsing around and joking until the halftime, basically. But in the match, man, they just look ruthless. And actually, Luminosity, you know, this is something that we've talked about in the past. They're a team that live and die almost by their hype, by their energy. And they just look really tame right now, sitting there on that cam.
Might be a little bit of the leftovers from that overpass. Just a little deflated going outside after the bitter taste of that comeback.
And that's the risk, isn't it?
Well, there isn't a lot of time for them to think about that. Right now, it's about moving on here and getting, I think they need to get at least 6 rounds in this first half, and obviously, preferably more than that. I think if they get less than 6, it's going to be almost impossible. Olaf with a little bit of a jump peek there to look over the rooftop. Still got this AWP. That's a good corner that Taco's hiding in, but if Fnatic have Molotovs, it's also very easy to check that corner. So that's something he's got to worry about. Olaf walking in, scoped up as well, and he's going to spot the player. Taco out in the open a little bit too much, and Olaf running close with the open. No scoping Cold Zero, because why not really at this point? It's 5 versus 3. And Luminosity, they just can't seem to stop Fnatic in the middle at all.
Oh, and Fallen, he will be able to catch out JW. It's a nice kill there. That was over in the B halls, but then flushes just too many bodies collapsing onto that A site for Fnatic. Olaf Meister just lands shot after shot. He's up to 2 so far, and now he's actually got the back line looking through CT spawn. But the action is going to be on short. Dennis and Crims already have the angles, however, and this is not a situation that Fnatic should lose. There is some utility for Luminosity to make this retake happen with, however, a couple flashes, a smoke to block off A-Mate if they want. Crims with the Krieg, is he going to be the God of War? That's what we need to see here. But no, it's Dennis with 1 and 2. And just like that, Fnatic, they pummel Luminosity back into the ground.
This mid control, I mean, what's the answer right now on the Brazilian side?
That time, there were 2 players there, one hiding behind those sandbags. That's a really sick off angle. The issue is he has his teammate in middle. Neither of them were spotting. They never knew Olaf got all the way out. They never had any indication. That teammate is there to spot, for him to peek, to cover him just a little bit, but one of them has to have eyes on that kind of a play.
Yeah.
That's just far too easy for Olaf, especially because he missed that smoke. That smoke's supposed to go right into that connector, and it landed in front, so there was plenty of visibility.
Is that why they didn't use a Molotov to clear out the angle? Curious if it was if they're worried about it getting canceled out by the smoke, perhaps, or not being as effective.
I don't even think they were planning on sending anyone out mid except for Olaf. I mean, he was the only one boosted up. I don't think there was any plan except for him to just be like, all right, I'm just going to go see what I can find.
So, tactical timeout here for Luminosity as we find ourselves at 8-3 right now in this second map of the grand final in the best of 5. So, regardless, we'll obviously have a third one. Oh, still some VP people representing out there. I expect rather a few of them, actually.
Well, they're probably Luminosity fans at this point, right?
It's all been converted.
They just want revenge on Fnatic, I think. Fnatic responsible for VP not being here.
Moses, what about pushing the extremities? I mean, if they're going to have a hard time in middle, push A, push B.
Yeah, you could definitely do that, especially towards B. It gives a lot of control, a lot of information. Those pop flashes were effective early, although they mistimed a couple. That might be some reason why they haven't gone back to it, because they're, when you mistime things like that and it kind of backfires and blinds your own team, you don't necessarily think it's the greatest thing ever. But yeah, if you're not going to be able to control mid, you have to have success on the extremities of it.
Well, we're back in the game here, and we'll see if we can get maybe a couple of kills through for Luminosity. Of course, they don't have armor, just some upgraded pistols. Try and see if they can make it work.
Yeah, not too pretty right now for Luminosity. There was the tactical pause as well coming through. Dennis will manage to find the first kill, and that was on FNX. There's the flash, and that was effective. It actually works out, except that Taco he isn't able to capitalize. He does find the headshot on Crims eventually, but the damage is done. Taco, though, still sitting, looking for that third, and he might very well get it. JW down to 27 HP. But Flush is there. Taco just goes ham. 3 kills, playing the angles, but now he's all alone. At least he can get a gun. But at this point, it's actually just like, hold on to the P250, man. You're too good with it.
At this point, it's almost just hold on to the AWP. We'll need that for the next round. Just save it. No reason to go for this. Fallen, he's gonna be able to buy the op, but behind it he won't have as much utility or armor. This might be a situation where Taco heads over here, sees if he can get some kind of a lucky kill. Is a little close to Flusha, who's just daring death, staring him in the face.
I love that Flusha changes up the angle as well, just in case, you know, it turns into that guessing game. Okay, is he gonna put a shot into the corner? Just I'll stand in the middle. Scary moment there for Flusha. He will survive. Basically, both of them on Fnatic will survive, and they're playing it safe as well. Doesn't look like they want to hunt just yet. They're gonna wait and be patient just to see if Taco would be brave enough to go for this.
That's the thing, right? He just gets close in case he gets that kill and turns it into a one-on-one early on in the bomb timer, then he can go for it. But because he's in a 2-on-1, no armor, no kit, he did pick up a Molotov, but I mean, there wasn't really much utility to work with on that retake, so a very low percentage chance of him winning that round. So just taking a small gamble, not really even exposing himself to any kind of danger. And when nothing comes from it, he falls off. And that's what's going to allow Fallen. Look at the nades he has now. He's got full armor, he's got a kit, Molotov, smoke, 2 flashes.
This has got to be it. I think Luminosity absolutely must win this round. Otherwise, I think it's simply going to be too late here. Fnatic are looking so powerful, even on the terrorist side of Cash right now. So the Brazilians, they're going to have to come up with something here. I think Olofmeister's already spotted. There's one in the background. Smoke, or actually just a bit of a pop flash coming in. They have got some people in middle. Are they looking to counter boost that middle?
Yeah, it looks like Cold's up there.
Yeah, I'm wondering how far up he is.
Wait.
He's not all the way up.
Yeah, he's just been boosted up on the pipe there.
Well, that's awkward. That could get interesting if Fnatic decide to take the fight mid. But Dennis, he opens up on A site, takes out Fur, who was standing out in the open. There will be the boost, though, and it might very well be a double as well. Krim's going to get boosted up. JW there with him. Molotov, JW's not going to be thinking anybody is there. This could be so clever.
This is a really nice crossfire setup with Taco at that off angle over towards sandbags again, and Cold. This could be very, very effective.
Yeah, Cold can actually see a lot of the roof as well if he just walks a little bit back, so they've definitely got the opening for it here. Now, Fnatic, are they going to walk into it? Dennis is still over by the squeak door, and they got the bomb close to main, so they might never actually come into middle this round. Even with the double boost here, you got to wonder if they're going to risk sandwiching it. Looks like they are coming up. Krims is going to walk right into it, and Cold goes down, and JW just turns around, hits both the headshots with the AK in the back line here. FNX is going to be dropped as well from Dennis. And Fallen, he's showing up. But the party's already over. Dennis going to get the triple kill, and that will make it 10-3.
Good night, Fallen. And Cold, sleep well. You know, like, what is that? JW, he comes around and he actually checks that spot.
Yeah,
looks up.
I mean, you obviously don't pre-aim for that kind of elevated player when you check that position, but he had to have spotted him in just the reaction, and then he just pre-fire taps the sandbags, waiting for Taco to swing right into it. It works perfectly. None of the adjustments are working for LG. They still cannot hold on to middle, and this time even less bodies here. It's just Cold, and he actually wins that fight. There comes the Molotov that you were talking about, Anders. Olaf is going to have the angle as well, but Cold can just back up a little bit. They still know he's here, though.
Yeah. A little bit of an HE there just to do some damage, tickle him. And now Cold can get back into safety here behind the sandbags. Do they actually commit a second Molotov? Yes, they do. Cold is actually buying a lot of time for his team right now, and all of this, he's done with this. He's done playing with this food. He's gonna go and hunt them down to the end, and he gets the kill onto Taco as well. Man advantage now for Fnatic. FNX trying to do something, but Olofmeister just spots him getting behind the wall, and it is going to be that body shot just on the edge. 2 HP left on FNX, but then Krims for the refrag. And they're going to be able to push up onto this A side. It doesn't look like FNX was able to spot that bomb.
What is this ungodly timing as well? If he doesn't spot FNX, then they could be rotating right back in to that FAMAS, and he could end up getting a double instead. This is really, really scary for. Try and see if he can pop flash his way out, but he flashes himself instead. JW on the other side, puts a shot through the wall, not quite connected. He's been sandwiched in. Everybody from Fnatic showing up, and Fallen, there's just too many targets here for that AWP. He goes down, and Fnatic up to 11 rounds.
You can just see how deadly Fnatic is. They're not dropping the ball in any aspect. Even there at the end, a 3-on-1 situation, and JW still just slides out and checks the exact position that Fallen's in. They're ready for anything.
Look at how
Nightmare.
Look at how Olaf sees this.
Yeah, and we still have the chant going. We still have the chant going here for Luminosity. And they need all of the help that they can get right now because it's the 15th round, last round of this first half. 11 rounds picked up for Fnatic. And it's a FAMAS force buy here for Luminosity with hardly any nades to speak of, so it's all or nothing now. Taco starts off by picking off Dennis, though, so there's a good start. And Fur, he's got that swag 7, but he's going to get dunked on. 45 health left for him after that HE. Well, Fnatic, it seems like they're perfectly content to just sit and wait. And it doesn't get any easier.
That's so harsh. What a cruel thing to do if you're Olaf. The Molotov again to force him out.
They look so low on Luminosity's side as well. I mean, everybody having taken damage here nearly. Cold will be able to stand up to JW. Finally, somebody blaze him low, but then Fnatic managed to get out onto the B site. They will get a bomb plant at their leisure, and now it's up to Taco to just wait, be patient for the rotation to come in here from his teammates. They have the man advantage, but they don't have a kit. So they actually need to pick up the pace here a little bit, Luminosity. They need to get a kill within the next 5 to 10 seconds, or it's going to be really difficult for them.
And that smoke going up from Flusher is so annoying as well, because Taco was waiting for the first round of smokes to disappear. Now it's a full 4-on-3 retake coming through here. Flusher looking for the opening. Fallen's going to go down. Flusher winning the fight against Cold Seer. And FNX and Taco, I don't even know if it's worth it, but it's 15th round. You've got to do something, and Crims ends up tapping one away. That's going to be 12-3. And an absolutely stunning first half here for Fnatic. They took off on Overpass, and now, I mean, they're going to go for the atmosphere soon at this level.
Yeah,
they just keep going.
They're just at cruise, cruise altitude, 35,000 feet. Olafmeister's sitting at the bar, because it's, it's one of those planes, nice big one, right, where they got the lounge.
First class, obviously.
Yeah, first class. They're making him a martini, shaken. And, it's a good time for Fnatic right now. It's a real good time going into the second half where they've got 12 rounds going into the pistol.
I mean, this is the same situation now that Fnatic was in, having to come back from a 3-12 deficit on Overpass. And it's going to be up to Luminosity, the terror side, see if they can do it. Fallen's the only one with nades, and they're sending 4 members towards the door. This will just be a smoke for Highway, and they're going to have to overrun Dennis very quickly.
It's one of those situations where if you don't get the instant shot here for Dennis, you're done. He looks for it, and it's not going to happen. Taco will take him down. A good start here for the Brazilian side. They need more, though. Actually, Fnatic don't have any grenades to retake with, so unless they give them easy kills, it's not going to be so easy for Fnatic. And there's Fur maybe overextending a bit. Olaf going to take him down. And now Fnatic have shown up. They've got the kit still on Crims. They're looking to see if they can make their way in. The bomb is in the corner, and that's important. That's a great bomb plant coming in here from Luminosity, and a fantastic grenade landing in the corner. But Crims, he's going to get the one headshot. JW Flusher, how is this falling apart? They're going to check the backlines. It's all on Fallen. He takes one, he takes two, he looks for more, but he's going to go down. Olaf with the shot, and Crims with the defuse. I don't even know how Fnatic could possibly do that.
The fights that were taken by Luminosity, it's not in any kind of position where they have their crossfire set up. It's not in any choke points. It's Fnatic swinging wide into the open, which against the USPs is so deadly. They need to be in some kind of a position where you can have 2 Glocks firing on 1 to 2 players with very little maneuverability. And then it's just obviously the individual talent on Fnatic is just so incredible.
Yeah, they're just so fired up at this point. They aren't missing shots. Even with like the Triangle of Doom set up there for Luminosity, it just wasn't enough. They take those peaks, they just die instantly.
I'm wondering if sort of on a personal level for every player on LG right now, maybe they're also starting to really let that pressure sort of sink in and absorb maybe a bit too much of it.
They needed to have that Overpass win, man. This is, now they're just going to get beat up. At least on this map, it looks like, because Fnatic are going to town. Fallen trying to do something here to bring his team back into it, but Olafmeister's going to snuff him. Olafmeister with 2. Crims robs him there at the end. And it's all on Fur, who does not have the bomb. The bomb has been dropped in mid. Nice shot from him, though. Takes out Crims. And looking for that back play, perhaps. But Olafmeister and Flusher, they're working together now. They're going to be able to establish that crossfire, watch each other's backs.
Oh, and we talked about the game sense of Olaf earlier. Drops that smoke. When Fur turns the corner and sees the smoke, he's not going to assume that Olaf is going to be at this position. Also probably using the edge of it.
Yep. But that doesn't change anything when he hits the instant headshot. Well, okay then. Now with the M4, Flush up and bends, and that gave it away, but no, there's the shot! And he decides to take the fight with the Tech 9 straight up.
Oh, wow.
Well, I was wrong. He did find Olaf there. He did clear everything. He made sure he didn't just walk into the open. So that's good. And that was, I mean, that's almost an unbelievable round out of Taco, but much like the overpass, they had to win that second round. Now it's just, you have so much where Fnatic is on, you know, tie point for this entire map. No more mistakes to give up for Luminosity.
This comeback seems like it's going to be even more impossible than the one Fnatic did on overpass. And JW off to a great start, not only killing Fallen, but also dropping the bomb outside of the V-bomb site. Now LG, they have to commit to at least making sure JW is gone and then retaking. And there's a good start. FNX picking up 2 excellent headshots, dropping Crims and Olofmeister, and that's going to bring us into a 3-on-4. JW
Oh, fancy that.
doing a double take. I don't think he knew before then, but the double boost on the other side is going to come out and first spraying furiously up on the high ground. The timing is perfect for Flusher, though. Comes into it with a kill.
That's interesting. Incredible. There's the flash. There's the deny of the bomb plant at least, and now Dennis can come in here and take this fight. He's got the incendiary as well to buy a little bit more time. With a minute left on this clock, though, Fur, all he has to do is play patiently, and he's going to try and go for a fake. He might just try and push through this smoke, and Dennis is ready. Dennis is waiting. And it's going to be map point now for Fnatic. Luminosity leading with the bomb cost them in the end. As soon as JW comes around that box, he spots that bomb lying there. It's just all over. Fnatic are just going to rotate in and collapse onto that site. Make sure that they will not be able to get anywhere near it. And now Luminosity, it is just a straight up force buy for them. Tech9, just so they can get some nades to work with. FNX with the Galil. He'll have the rifle.
It's such a shame they dropped the bomb too, because FNX did a massive amount of work, and this looks like Luminosity, the last option they have left to him is pick up the pace. Fnatic has slowed them with the Molotov, with the smoke in the choke point, but here we go.
Crims in the back line here, FAMAS in hand. Dennis going to get the first kill, and looks like Fnatic are in a good position, but now Crims out of bullets, down to 1 health, and somehow he still is alive. Fallen finally going to take care of business. JW going down, it's all on Cold Zero. And he's trapped in between Flusher and Olof. He walks out. Olof going to shoot him in the back. It's Fnatic making it 16-3 on cash and winning the second map here at their grand finals. This team just will not be stopped.
No. And after the comeback on Overpass and that just brutal beatdown on Cash,
now, the one
they
thing
took what
is,
Vugad said to heart.
The one thing is, Inferno is a map that they already beat them on this tournament. Luminosity, that is. I feel like that's the only silver lining that they, this is the sort of the space they can fall back to in their minds and think, we did it once.
Yeah. And they're going to have to cling on to that, because even that win was like so incredibly close. So you think there's that